Good morning, everyone. Happy Saturday morning to you on the Rancho. We just put Friday Night Foodies live, our wildest and most chaotic Friday night restaurant review ever. Pizza and dentures, yum yum. What a nice combination. And look who's over at the stove this morning, Missy Jen. What are you working on today, Missy? Huh?
I'm cooking.
We're doing our Cook No video
yeah.
on, what are we making? Our famous Rancho tomato sauce here?
Sauce.
We're
Yum,
working
yum.
that down a little bit. And we grow our own tomatoes. I should say Jen grows the tomatoes. And what do? I make them into the sauce. Yeah, I make them into the sauce.
So I'm just going to stir it. So
Every 15 minutes, Missy Jen for the next 4 hours, 5 hours is going to come in and stir that down. Reduce that sauce. If you're curious about the way that I make the sauce, you're welcome to check out last year, or put Rancho tomato sauce into the search box, and you can see how we do the sauce here. And so far we've put up about 2 gallons here in the fridge, and it's a really tasty sauce, and we'll use that all the way through December and January. We'll be on the road next year, so we're probably not going to be doing any. We'll let our garden go fallow for a year and rest. But
next year will be nothing, no garden.
So you're still recovering from last night's foodie experience there, Jen. It was pretty wild out there.
Yeah, Connie and her dentures.
Connie and her dentures.
Yeah,
take that plate out, baby. Woo! Anyway, we've got a project to do outside here today too. That's why I have fighter planes of the Pacific Theater on. You guys knew that. When I'm grubbed up, we got a job to do, and it's time that we address over here. We've got some rot on the side of the workshop here, and we've got a board that was never quite sized right, and I don't know what the previous person did. It was cut short or something, but it's short by about 3/8 of an inch and fitting there. And actually it just widens and widens and widens all the way down. So, we're going to try to address that today. We're going to pull the boards and see. We don't have to pull the upper one, but this is starting to go bad in here. Bottom board looks okay, might move that up. I'll try to save what I can, but you can see over here it's like total and complete rot. Somebody used some kind of filler or something like that. So I'm going to remove this. We're going to remove the boards here, and we're going to go down to the lumber yard today and see if we can properly size. Now, one of the issues, if we go on the inside and part in the shop, is kind of messy. We have to be able to hammer on here and get a good. Well, I did sister these up. I have two 2x4s side by side, so should be okay there. But it's time to go along now and replace these boards. Hopefully, I don't have to pull all this out on the inside today, and because that could be a real pain in the butt. So first thing I want to do is remove the boards. I think I will allow the top board to stay. It seems to be a nice tight press fit in there. And then we'll see what we can do on sizing the other boards. This is okay here. So I have to remove the corner first. We use a metal cornering here. So I'm going to remove that, and then we'll do our measuring, and we'll go down to the lumber yard. Busy Saturday. To remove this carefully, we want to use a wide bladed taping knife, drywall taping knife here for sheetrock finishing. We want to save this trim piece here. Side too. Okay, so I'll see you guys after I get this off. So look inside now. You can see some of the rot in there, especially on that corner. So we're gonna have to go inside. This is gonna be a more extensive job than I imagined it was going to be. So we're gonna have to get in here and do some serious carpentry. We're gonna have to rebuild that corner inside. So this is gonna be a little more than a one-day project. I can tell you already. See in there's nothing to hold on to. So we're gonna have to try to work out a way to engineer that. So I'm gonna have to check this corner in here. So, yep, I don't know what we're going to do, guys. All of a sudden, we got a major project, unless we can sister something from the outside, which might be possible. So, let me do a little more stripping here and see what we can do. Woo! Huh?
That black widow was under there.
Yeah, there's all kinds of black widows in there, all kinds of crap in there.
Make sure kill everything that's spider.
Yeah. Well, this looks like it's pretty good rot here, so last one's secured on pretty good, but the end is a little rotted out too. So I guess I'll take that one off too. How's that look, sports fans? Oh yeah. So the game plan is I'm gonna get the Sawzall. I'm gonna attempt to do a cut from right there, and then we're gonna do what's called a triple sistering here. We're gonna put a clean 2x4 in here. We're gonna remove this bottom 2x4 here, and we're gonna do some clean wood up here, and we're gonna kind of stagger it so it's not all the same level up here, and tripling that up should give us some good nailing surface over here and in front here. There's no sense just putting new wood on there. There's nothing to hammer into, so we've got some remediation work to do. So first thing I want to do is remove that. I'm going to use a thin kerf slade, K-E-R-F. I have better ability to wield that to get into these, to get in between these areas and remove these metal. This uses some very big nails here. It just cuts through them like butter. There. Let's see if I can. There we go, and that just dropped right out of here. Just sort of more fully see the extent of the rod. This corner had some really serious water damage and termite damage done to it. But by the time we're finished building up, it will be structurally sound. Look at the way the rust just ate away that. It'll be structurally sound and good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and remove the rest of the nails that are in the way. And we're going to double sister this. We're going to sister it from the east side first. And then we're going to sister it to the west side, a piece of 2x4. Then we're going to work our way over with several layers of 2x4s here. This is not standard 2x4. It was different in 1956 than it is today. So we might have to use some shims to widen the spacing a little bit. Okay. Do some more cutting out here. I want to change blades and get this removed up to this point to clear the way for some fresh wood there. In for a dime, in for a dollar. There's just no sense bullshitting ourselves when it comes to reconstruction, remediation carpentry. You've got to get things worked back to a point where you've got good wood. And we're just up to about the point right here where we can cut it. And that's about where a lot of the termite damage stopped and the water intrusion damage. So, yep. So we have to be very careful structurally now. We don't want to just cut and remove, or else we have a lot of weight on the top here with the roof. We're in the deep end of the pool now. This is not a project for the average home DIY person. This involves some structural work now. So I want to get a clean cut down here. And I guess the first thing I want to do is add some. Right now we're not even supported this corner here. All of the upper weight is now being borne on this piece here. And that's not a good idea structurally. So we need to get some extra support up there on the bottom. The good news is that the sill plate is in good shape. That's the really good news. I don't have to replace the sill plate there. That's really the excellent news in the whole deal. So all right, gonna go ahead and yeah, we're gonna triple sister. We're gonna work around this one and use this for our side support here, where all of our weight is gonna. This is gonna be the main column now. We're gonna shift it from this one to this one, and eventually we'll get back added to this one. So that's just about the point where the termite damage ends. Welcome to my world. like a rat hole, huh? A rat highway down there. Woohoo! All right, got that cut away. Let's get a little more cleanup done, and then we'll get ready to get our first piece worked in here. Okay, and we're going to take that piece all the way up to there, and we're going to get a good press fit so we feel like this is actually carrying some weight. This is the important thing. We have to sledge that in for a really tight fit. Okay. Welcome, Missy Jen.
Hello, hello.
Like that, we've got a corner with no support at all for the workshop here. So
Wait, that looks bad.
luckily we've got a decent sill plate down there. That's the good news. So if there's any good news to
check
be
that
had,
out.
that's it. But you can see over here too,
Wait,
a lot of
the whole corner is gone.
termite damage. We had a hole here where rats were a rat highway through here. I have it plugged with a big rock right now. Aren't even black widows a go-go in here. So
Yeah,
it's a black widow fiesta here.
killed
Cutting my first piece of wood.
I killed a black widow, and then I saw another black widow the other night.
But by the time I'm done this corner rebuild, it'll be better than it was originally. For a little support, and then we're going to wedge up our big beam here. Luckily we've got a really good piece. I got to be careful where I stick my hands. There's a lot of spiders here. We're going to wedge in our piece here to give that some support. So I'm actually going to put this on later, but I wanted to pre-cut a piece. The next thing I want to do is try to measure carefully and get this footer over here, because I'm going to sledge that in, and that's actually going to give the support for the corner. And everything else is kind of window dressing and extra lateral side support for it. So, okay, slowly but surely we'll get this rebuilt. You saw the damage on the video before for the window in the front of termites. So this is business as usual for me, but this is what reconstruction work is all about. When you call the O'Kelly remodeling and repair, this is what you get. Alright, we'll see you in a bit. I'm going to carefully measure that now and cut that piece. Missy Jen will be here when it's time to sledge that into place. Okay? This is the most important cut of the whole deal right here. We're going to cut that, I think we're going to cut that 37 1/4 and then ram that in there. So, okay? It'll be interesting. And that's going to provide good structural support. Okay, so we're going to secure that into place and onward and upward with our corner rebuild. Woo!
So what are you doing now?
It's really critical that this piece be plumb, straight up and down and perpendicular. I've driven that in so that's actually carrying weight right now, and that's what we want on the building. We want to feel like it's carrying a little bit of a load. This now becomes the load-bearing corner, and we're going to be adding some extra on here to give it a little bit of help. I'll be driving this one in tight too, and it'll provide some help. So, Okay, so I want to make sure that that's perfectly plumb. And that looks beautiful. So I'm going to toe screw that in there now. Get that set properly. Make sure that's flush to the front too, so that's good. Okay. This is the way we rebuild the house, rebuild the house, rebuild the house. All right, you got to go stir the sauce. Woo. All right, I'm putting some 3.5-inch heavy-duty screws. Toe screwing that in. That's perfect. Now I'm going to top screw through here to make sure we've got good lateral support so we don't get any movement north to south here. Okay? See you guys when we go to sister the piece on the other side here. All good. That's the way we roll, Mrs. Jen. That is the way we roll. Now we're screwing into really hard wood. I mean, 2x4s, like I told you guys in the beginning, they bear no relationship to what they were original growth wood. It's like night and day. So I'm very happy with the way that is secured. I'm going to pop a couple more screws there and check back with you guys in a little bit. The reconstruction rolls on. Next thing I did was cut out that rotted bottom piece. And now we're going to come up and sister a fresh piece underneath of there. And we're going to make sure that we wedge that in real good to give additional support. Notice also that I cut this as a wedge in here to force that in to give more support. So when I go ahead with my hammer, if I can find it here, shoots the sledge. Well, I'm gonna have to sit this down. I can't have to use two hands to drive that. I'm super happy Jen was able to save these trim pieces. This is very hard to recreate and find this original redwood stock. Well, you made what light work of that one, huh? And yeah, we want to save the one for where the downspout comes down to. So good job.
That was
a little bit of finesse work on that.
bulk ogan move.
There, bulk ogan right there.
Well, you
Good job.
you just kind of tap from the back, get
Yeah,
the
we want to be
nails
very
out.
careful with that. Yeah.
One at a time, you know, just gotta have patience, a little bit of smarts, and you can preserve that.
There you go. You heard it from the Missy. Woohoo! So here we are over here. We've now got our last piece secured into the corner. And we're going to side screw this one. And that's going to be better than new on that. It's going to be stronger support. Next we're going to cut out this piece over here. And get another piece in there. And finally we're going to cut our last side support here and work that in. Cut those on two 45 degree angles there. And we're going to call that corner rebuild complete, and then we're going to start to work on putting it back together carefully. The big issue we have is these boards are not standard size. They don't really make the tongue and groove. You can see the groove there. So when I went to fix it up, and I think I got one good piece somewhere around here. Where it is, I kind of had to fake it by gluing on my own little finished tongue piece on top of it. I don't know where one of them went, but I'll show you guys later because I want to go down and glue that today so I have a chance to have that set overnight so I can cut the pieces and they're going to fit in real good. So you'll see coming up. Yeah, here's the piece over here. Let me show you guys. This was a repair piece here. And what I actually had to do was buy this little tiny trim detail and actually glue that on there to imitate the tongue and groove. I know you're there and you're saying to yourself, oh my God. Well, you do what you got to do to have something that looks authentic. Yes, it's a lot of work, but it really paid off. So this piece can actually probably be re-glued and used, so we shall see. So back to work.
Careful. I already took some of the boards out.
You guys think termites don't do a number? And this is redwood too. Anybody tells you redwood's resistant to termites, it's resistant to rot. But that is a fiesta feast for them. Well, we're just down to our last bit over here, Missy Jen. I'm gonna fit our last wedge corner in here. Do an angle cut down, so we're wedging that in, but that's looking pretty good. We're gonna vacuum that out and clean it up, and that'll be ready to accept our trim and our good pieces, and we'll have a tight seal on there.
Nice new corner.
Yeah. Yeah, okay. Nothing like having a little assistance from Missy Jen. See how neat and tidy it is. She likes everything very neat and tidy. She doesn't want me to get injured while I'm working on the site here. You're doing a great job, Jen, and I'm always glad to have your help on these jobs. I was telling people because you don't want us to get injured walking around here and tripping at the job site and stuff.
So now the cupboards.
Yeah, it's looking great.
Eggs, everything's out of
Yeah, I
there.
got a little more to do, a couple more pieces to cut here, and we'll be ready tomorrow for the, we'll be getting the pieces tomorrow and fitting them up. I may try to go down today. I'm probably not going to have time to fit the little edge pieces on it. It's going to take a lot of work to fake those tongue and groove on that. Boom, boom, boom. It's a party wagon, huh?
Yeah. Who is that anyway?
Woo!
But anyway.
Now Missy Jen's going to go join him.
So I already got all the boards gone.
Yeah, you notice how just like magic, it's just a cleaner site.
Sweeper, and by the time she's done replacing everything will be cleaned.
Yeah, and I want you to hydrate too because it's extremely
As
hot
if
today.
nothing had happened.
That's it.
And it's magic. Chim, ching, ching.
That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Woo! Alright, got a couple more side pieces in here. We just have to cut one more lateral, Jen, and we should be sounder than new. Looking pretty good, looking pretty strong, huh?
Yeah.
Alright. Toe screw the bottom in there. And then cut our last piece here. Complete the rough carpentry of it. Well, iron's good for you. Alright. How's that look? We've got our angle piece cut and braced in. Now tell you, Missy Jen, we are ready. Thanks to your help, phase 1 is complete. Remediation and repair. Structurally sound and able to go another 50 years or so without any issues. We've preserved the trim pieces that we need to preserve. For going on, this was a very important component. I don't want to recreate things on here. That's going to be good. So tomorrow's mission, we're going to have to get our boards tomorrow and glue all of our tongue pieces on there. Kind of fake it like I did before. We're going to have a little edge on one side and fit that up, and it'll help us maintain a gap like we see on all the side and over here. It's important to maintain the same. So do a little fill with caulk and we should be good to go. That's going to be it for day 1. Thanks again to Missy Jen for her usual spectacular job of being the finest partner one can hope for on the job. So we will see you guys tomorrow for part 2. They sent the jets overhead to celebrate, huh?
Yep.
All right, everybody. Thanks. Oh, and what about the sauce? Coming along great. That's it, baby. These girls can do carpentry and make some kind of sauce too. Woo!